note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly. This is Grizzly True Crime, and today we're finally going to talk about this Ruby, Franke and Jodi Hildebrand case. If you are a member, you might have remembered we talked about this a while ago when they were arrested, so that was in August of 2023. We talked about it a little bit, but oh my goodness, a lot of evidence has now come out, so it's not rumored or anything like that. It's terrible. It's absolutely horrendous what happened here. Again, 2 children. How sad. So before we dive into the little presentation that I have for you, we've got some documents to look at, and then of course we have some body cam police interviews and things like that to look at. And I am going to split this up as much as I can, maybe into 3 or 4 parts, because there's actually so much information that's just come out, which gives us some insight into what happened there, that we can't cover it all in one go. Otherwise, we'll be for basically a full trial day. Not that we mind that, but let's rather just split it up a little bit. So, welcome to all my moderators. Thank you so much for everything you do. Welcome to all my patrons, all my YouTube members. If you missed the members-only stream yesterday, remember to check out the members-only playlist, because then you can rewatch it in case you missed it. It's also on the community tab. And welcome to all my subscribers, whether you're brand new here or you've been here for a long time. Thank you to all the members who reached their members milestone as well. I saw that Web Weaver, you said Proud Grizzly here. Thank you so much. Okay, so I've got a little presentation for you. It's not, I'm just recapping a little bit. I could see majority knows about this case. Okay. I've been following along, but as I say, I haven't covered the case before. It's just, I wanted to see if there's any more evidence, like something concrete that we could actually see and look at and read. So we do have that now. So Salt Lake City, Utah, we go. 8 passengers. If you've never heard of that, it was a YouTube channel. YouTube banned the channel and another channel called Connections. Oh my goodness, we'll get into that now. But yeah, and initially when Ruby, Franke and Jodi Hildebrand were arrested, YouTube actually said if anyone reshares the clips from the 8 Passengers channel or from Connections, all that, then they're going to take the content down and might even take your channel down too. So yeah, I was a little nervous as well, like, oh my goodness. But there are still channels up and out there with all the clips of this mommy vlogger. There's families that might do it right? There's like family vlogging that goes on YouTube. Yeah, no, this one completely exploited her children. I mean, it was just in plain sight, red flags all over the place. People were petitioning. They actually made a petition to report her. And eventually she stopped with that channel, but then made a new one with her business partner, a counselor. So we'll get into that. Pistol Amy, thank you for being a member for 14 months. You said, was so hoping you'd cover this update, G. Thank you for your message. People have been emailing me for a long time, many months, like, can you talk about this? Okay, let's talk about it. So of course I've blurred out the kids' faces, to protect their identity. I can't imagine what these kids have gone through, So 2 parents, 6 children, and even though it's 8 passengers, it's really almost 9, unless the dad was replaced. Jodi Hildebrand. I want to call it like 9 passengers, because who the heck is this Jodi Hildebrand that inserted herself? And she's done it in the past. Okay, so this is a update from the police where they said Ruby Franke, and I think she's 42 years old now. I know people are going to ask, right? She was once best known for her popular YouTube channel on which she documented family life with her husband and 6 children. She exploited them entirely. The kids had no right to boundaries or anything. Like, we don't want to be on camera. She's like, I don't care. It's like, this is what mommy does, okay? On December 18th of 2023, however, she pleaded guilty to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. So what we're going to look at today is the arrest videos, the police, body cam, and then the interviews from August of 2023. So we're going to look at that. So now on December 18th of 2023, she pleaded guilty to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. She was charged with 6, pleaded guilty to 4. So it's like a deal, right? On December 27th, Jodi Hildebrand, a licensed therapist, not anymore, but was, who ran an online self-improvement program with Miss Franke, also pleaded guilty to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse because she heard that Ruby, almost said Jodi, Ruby would be testifying against her. So she's like, oh crap, okay, I'm also pleading guilty. Yeah. So then they said 4 months earlier, the women were arrested after Miss Franke's 12-year-old son climbed out of the window of Jodi Hildebrand's Ivins, Utah residence, ran to a neighbor's home and asked for help. The neighbor observed duct tape on the boy's ankles and wrists, severe wounds, and malnourishment. Oh my goodness. There's some pictures floating around out there. I just have a tame, respectable picture of just, oh man, it's on my thumbnail as well, just the duct tape on the poor boy's arms. Sure, but it's just so much worse. The evidence is horrible. So yes, trigger warning, as always, with this case and cases like this. They said, this neighbor observed duct tape and the boy's ankles, wrists, severe wounds, and malnourishment. He quickly contacted law enforcement, who upon arrival learned that potentially more children remained inside Miss Hildebrand's home and in harm's way. And that 12-year-old hadn't seen his 9-year-old sister for a month, even though they lived in the same very massive house together. They had been so punished and separated. He hadn't seen his sister for a month. So he thought, well, she's probably in there, right? So they had 6 children, 2 adults no longer in the home, 2 teenagers staying on and off with another business associate, and also at Ruby Franke's other house. And then these 2 younger kids, aged 12 and 9, were staying at Jodi Hildebrand's house and being severely punished because these 2 decided they were demonic. It reminds me so much of Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell, where they just took it upon themselves. They were part of the church of the Latter-day Saints, or LDS church. They were of the Mormon faith, but then they took it and made it their own thing. So they decided, that's it. These children must be punished. Okay then. And so just the 2 younger kids were there. The officers responded to Miss Hildebrand's home, placed her under arrest, and conducted a search of her sizable property, where they found Miss Franke's 9-year-old daughter petrified and hiding in a closet and not talking for hours. Shame, man. The ensuing investigation revealed that Miss Franke and Miss Hildebrandt held Franke's 12-year-old son and 9-year-old daughter in a work camp-like setting. The children were regularly denied food, water, beds to sleep in, and virtually all forms of entertainment. They were also prohibited, so basically denied their childhood and abused, okay? They were also prohibited from interacting with others and were hidden in the home when others came to visit. They were forced to do physical tasks like carrying loaded boxes up and down stairs and sitting against a wall, like that wall sitting, without a chair or stool for hours at a time. The children were also forced to do manual labor outdoors in the extreme summer heat without shoes or socks. They were similarly forced to stand outside on a cement patio in the summer heat for hours and even days. They were beaten, and the 12-year-old was bound hand and foot after a previous attempt at running away. Additionally, the children suffered emotional abuse to the extent that they came to believe that they deserved the abuse. That neighbor that called 911 was very concerned because he's like, whoa, we don't have children living in our community over here. And shame, man, this little boy was so emaciated, so, weak, and those injuries were so terrible. On the 911 call, you could just hear the guy crying a bit. I don't have that for today to play because, as I say, there's too much to work through. We'll get to all these things. But, to hear a man so emotional, like, oh my gosh, this 12-year-old boy just rang my doorbell and I went outside and he was telling the whole story and he just said he needs help. So the police rushed there, right? So we're going to see that. But it's just so sad when the little boy told him, it's my fault, I did this. Shame, man. Oh my goodness. So the investigation found that religious extremism motivated Miss Franke and Miss Hildebrandt to inflict this horrible abuse. The women appeared to fully believe that the abuse they inflicted was necessary to teach the children how to properly repent for imagined sins and to cast the evil spirits out of their bodies. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you see it's got those Daybell vibes, don't you think? Okay. Let me quickly see. Andrea says he got out through the porch door. There was like a failed attempt at some point, but yeah, shame. And I'm so glad he managed to escape. Don't you think it's so brave for a 12-year-old to be punished like that for trying to escape the first time? And then he did it again because he knew, like, I have to get help. And they said if he didn't get help, you know, police fear that the children may have died because they were so severely starved and isolated and abused. So what a brave little boy. He saved his life and his sister's life as well. And of course, then these two got arrested, thank goodness. Hopefully they'll serve their full sentences. It's 4 to 30 years, okay? Because we're going to look at that now. Don't worry. So on the next slide, we'll get to that. I'm just saying, don't let it be 4. Let it be maximum. So, yeah, they seem to fully believe this. That's scary. So, the lovely mugshots. We got some mugshot time. On February 20th of 2024, Judge John J. Walton of Utah's 5th Judicial District Court sentenced Ms. Franke and Ms. Hildebrandt to serve 4 to 30 years in the Utah State Prison, the maximum sentence for this type of an offense. So out of all the charges, you know, they added up, it's going to be actually served consecutively, not concurrently. So it would be I think it's 1 to 15 years or something like that. Anyway, I just know the total would be 4 to 30 years, and I hope it's 30. Okay. So they say the maximum sentence for this type of offense, because of Utah's indeterminate sentencing laws, the Utah Board of Pardons and Parole now oversees the length of their prison sentence. The Washington County Attorney's Office is grateful for the law enforcement officers, medical personnel, caseworkers, Children's Justice Center staff, and others who were instrumental in ensuring the children's safety and administering justice for their abusers. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Mooney's like, they need a full 60 years between the two. So, yes, trigger warning, because I'm just going to show you a couple of pictures here that I was able to get, which thank you to Grizzly Cat as well for helping me get all these videos and everything. My goodness, I've spent quite a lot of time now watching all of this, and I'm like, what? My goodness. So, this is rope and handcuffs that they use to tie up the kids. Oh my goodness, punish them. And so you could see on the right side, this little 12-year-old boy, and you could see it's like plastic wrap, and they made this paste out of honey and cayenne pepper to put on the wounds, because they were like open wounds. When you unwrap that, it's open wounds on their wrists and ankles. And then duct tape around it. Oh yes. Steel guitar. Thank you so much. He said, I'm a super proud Grizzly for 8 months today. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you for the sticker. Oh man. Shame, man. This poor little boy. I'm so glad he was able to break free. And he knocked on... He tried 3 doors. So 2 doors, and then he eventually got an answer at the 3rd. There is a new ABC 2020 documentary out as well about this case. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. This is now, I'm just showing you the cupboard. I think you guys would call this a pantry, right? It's just like stocked with food, but they were severely starved. So I'm sure Jodi Hildebrand was munching away there while the kids were being starved and isolated, locked in closets and made to stand in the sun. I mean, it's in the desert as well. It's freaking hot. No shoes on. Just standing outside. Shame. Little boy's feet must have been burning. And for what? Honestly, what? So, here's some more pictures here. We're going to see the video. They do blur his face, like you can see on his ankles as well. Shame, he was so hungry, you know. And this is now from one of the bathrooms. It's the cayenne pepper plastic wrap gauze type thing that Jodi Hildebrand and Ruby Franke were making. Some might ask, how do you know that Ruby Franke was at Jodi Hildebrand's house at the time? I'll show you pictures of the house as well. They say that 2 days before they had uploaded a video filmed right there at the house. So they were still filming videos, and you know what they're doing? Teaching parents how to be amazing. These are amazing, life coaches, Jodi Hildebrand, counsellor, mentors. Teaching people the right way, to do it. Like, wow. Can you believe it? The nerve, honestly. Okay, so that is it for my presentation. I wanted to keep it short and sweet so we can get to the video, because I've got about an hour's worth of video, and I might pause here and there and talk to you. I might take it a while. Leslie, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Calcification says, got to make sure the Airbnb people have snacks. Yeah, so Jodi Hildebrand. Let me show you this picture again of the mugshots. That one on the right-hand side has done this before. Her niece came forward and said 15 years prior, she was abused in the same way. She inserted herself into the family saying, don't worry, I'll take care of her, I'll discipline her. The family went some way. So she's very good at influencing people and really coercing them and then getting to the kids and abusing them, right? So the same happened to her. So that one, Ruby's husband says, is like a cult leader. And I don't know, I get so speechless when I see these two. I'm just like, just look at these two. And you know what that one did? That Jodi Hildebrand, she would basically work with the Mormon church. A bishop would recommend her counseling services. She would then bill the Mormon church. Okay? So she made a lot of money, like thousands of dollars from that. But you must see her house. I've actually got a picture here. Just hold on. If you've never seen it before, I want to show you. Look at this house. I mean, it's worth $5.3 million. I think it's been sold now. It was on the market or something like that. But what? Look at the size of this place. Now, I tried to look into, well, how could she have acquired this much wealth? I'm like, is she doing life insurance dances, or what is going on with Jodi Hildebrand? What does she do besides inserting herself into families, basically being like, I will be your marriage counselor. Then, because it's in, a religious setting, she shames the men and tells them all they have a sex addiction or porn addiction. And she asks, have you ever looked at porn in your life? If they say yes, that's it. You're out you go. You need to go and recover somewhere else. That's also how Ruby's husband left. He was basically chased out, cast out to go and heal, from his addictions. And so she did that. But then I'm like, where did she get all this money? Apparently, she was married to a doctor before. So from the divorce, she got a whole lot of money. But then I see that there's Reddit rumors that she was married like 5 times before. It's like one of these that just seems to get married, divorce to just cash in. What a dangerous character, honestly. Right? McAchee said, Jodi and Ruby certainly never missed a meal, unlike these poor babies or hostages. And wait till you hear these little bits of jail calls that I've got today. There's many of them. But, oh my, like, Ruby's like, I don't do anything naughty. I'm a good girl. I'm like, ew. Why is she talking like that? Why does she feel so sorry for herself? Okay, so we got that. Now, I know many of you will be dying to get to the video. We're going to get to that now. Okay, I just want to quickly show you something here. Just to make sure that you get a good picture of what is going on here before we watch the video. On August 30th of 2023, around 10:50 hours, a report came into our dispatch center regarding a juvenile asking for help. The calling party stated that the juvenile appeared to be emaciated and malnourished with open wounds and duct tape around the extremities. The juvenile was asking for food and water. He was so hungry and so thirsty. The condition of the juvenile was so severe that they were seen by Santa Clara Ivans EMS and transported to a local area hospital. Information was obtained by police that other juveniles in similar condition may be in a nearby home. Officers arrived at the home and searched the residence, locating another juvenile in a similar physical condition of malnourishment. The juvenile was also transported by EMS to the hospital for treatment. A search warrant was obtained in connection with this incident. During the search of the home, evidence was located consistent with the markings found on the juvenile. The Department of Child and Family Services was contacted, and in a joint effort with the Springville Police Department, 4 minor children were taken into the care of the Department of Child and Family Services. Jodi Hildebrand and Ruby Franke were arrested in connection with the incident. Due to the sensitive nature of the case, no additional information will be released at this time. So it's quite amazing that they're able to release many videos and things to the public, all this body cam stuff. Now, it's good that they are able to do that because people need to know that these things can happen, because these types, we've seen it many times before, right? Very manipulative, dark people who, manipulate people with their own belief systems, and they eventually make it their own. And the thing is that Jodi Hildebrandt actually had quite a lot of money. Not only did she she was a counselor, right? So she provided services to many people at the church, marriage counseling. Many people have spoken out now since and said, oh my word, she tried to do the same to me, like get the hubby out. Hubby gets kicked out the nest. Jodi's in. I don't know what her intentions exactly are. Is she trying to date the woman, or what is she doing? What is she doing besides trying to get to the children and abuse them, and why? But she also, of course, had her connections YouTube channel, and she had podcasting, and she ran an Airbnb at that massive property, and clearly she had a career of getting divorced and getting money from that. So she acquired a lot of wealth, but through so much abuse. And I mean, damn, I'd love to look into her background. Like, where do you come from? What happened? What is going on? What is your real MO? Why? What's the end game? Okay, so quickly this one. And I want to show you a preview of what we're going to do coming up, because there's journal entries as well. How rare is it that out of 2 people that were supposed to go to trial but didn't because they pleaded, okay? Just in case you're wondering, why didn't we see this trial? They pleaded guilty, and got that 4 to 30-year sentence. Okay, so how rare is it that one of the 2 actually journaled everything? Journaled all the abuse. Literally, like, this kid's not listening, shaved off all the hair. This one's doing this, made him stand in the sun. Like, wow. Okay, I think that's where Jodi Hildebrand didn't see that one coming. Jen, thank you so much for being a supporter for 12 months. So they say here, statement for Ivan's police regarding the 12-year-old boy asking for help. On Wednesday, August 30th, 2023, at 10:46 a.m., our doorbell rang. This is now from the neighbor. I was slow to answer because I have mobility issues and my wife was in the bathroom. I just want to read this to you so that when you now see the video that I'm going to play right after this, then you might ask, why didn't they answer? People always be like, why didn't they answer sooner? Well, they answered it. I have mobility issues and my wife was in the bathroom. When I answered it, I saw a young boy who had started to walk away. This was startling because our community has no children. I called him back and asked him what was going on. He said he needed a favor. He asked to be taken to the nearest police station. Such a smart little boy. Shame. The boy was in socks, no shoes, walking on hot asphalt in our long rock driveway. I told him to come sit down on one of our patio chairs by the front door. I sat in the chair beside him, asked him his name, and he said it was redacted. I asked his age, he said 12. I asked him where he came from, and he said Jodi's house. That's about 100 yards away. He appeared emaciated and malnourished. Also, he had duct tape around each ankle. Thank you, Jennifer Fox. Really appreciate it. I asked him about the duct tape around his... So it's duct tape, right? But okay, duct tape around his ankles. And he said it was personal business, but that it was his fault. You can hear that narrative being drilled into their heads. If anyone ever sees you like this, just tell them it's all your fault. Right? Oh, it's just so sickening. Oh my word, this case will make me so snarky. Mystique, thank you so much. So... about that time, so they say it was not, they said, but that it was his fault. I did not press the issue, but became further alarmed. About that time, my wife Debbie came outside. We locked eyes. I told her that he had been staying at Jodi's house. Please bring my phone. Then asked if he wanted some water or something to eat. He said yes. Debbie ran and brought the phone. She asked if he had any food allergies and then gave him a bottle of water, an organic pineapple strip, and a banana. At 10:52 a.m., I called 911. I told the dispatcher a 12-year-old boy had just showed up at our door asking for help, and he stated that he appeared emaciated and malnourished with duct tape around his ankles. I continued to talk to him as the 911 dispatcher started giving me questions to ask him. We got his full name and his age is 12. As we began to look at the duct tape around his ankles, we realized that there was saran wrap and blood beneath the duct tape. We also discovered that he had duct tape around his wrists, hidden by long sleeves, and again he said, I got these wounds because of me. Oh my word. 30 years each at least. Even that doesn't feel long enough. Horrible, horrible. The dispatcher, he said, it was obvious to us that he had been in bondage. The dispatcher asked his mother's name. He said Ruby Franke, but that he didn't know where she was. When asked, he said he had a 10 and 14-year-old sister still in Jodi's house. Before the ambulance arrived, they reminded us that the 14-year-old wasn't there. It was him and a 9-year-old. The other teen kids were with someone else, and there were 2 adult kids, right? Before the ambulance arrived, he reminded us that he had been to our door last Christmas delivering a gift from Jodi. We recalled a woman, several children, bringing over a plate of Christmas cookies, and my wife exchanged Christmas treats as well at the time. The woman explained that she was a friend of Jodi's. Okay. At this point, he had consumed the food, so Debbie made him a bag with small snacks in it. An ambulance arrived at 11:02. We're going to see some footage of that as well. A.M., the EMTs immediately ascertained that the duct tape covered deep wounds, and they ceased cutting the tape off. Oh, my word. When asked how he got there, he said, rope. The wounds were the same on both ankles and wrists. The EMTs asked him to walk to the ambulance because they needed to treat him in there. The police officer wanted to carry him, but he was determined to walk. Debbie gave him her sandals so he could walk across our sharp driveway rocks. The ambulance didn't move for about half an hour and then left for the hospital. The first policeman arrived simultaneously with the ambulance. He observed the wounds and heard him say rope had caused them, and you saw the pictures of the rope. He gently asked a few more questions, got his mother's name as Ruby Franke, home in Springville, which is quite far away actually. He then stepped away to communicate. So it's as if Ruby had just abandoned her children there with the abuser, Jodi, but then Ruby was also back and forth. She would also come over. She would stay there because she would film her little videos and podcast episodes there. Teaching other parents how to be good parents. How to love. How to be connected as a family. Oh my word, well, all this is happening. So she knew, absolutely knew, and was involved in this abuse. That's what the police said, right? So he then stepped away to communicate. Within minutes, things began to happen fast. He told us the police were all responding to this one. Numerous police vehicles quickly arrived. It was obvious police took him and his sister's situation extremely seriously. We advised them that we thought Jodi's house had a full basement with a panic or safe room. We have video of their arrival and several minutes thereafter on our Ring doorbell system. So I'm going to show you a preview of what we're still going to look at. Now we're going to look at the video right after that. Sherry, oh my goodness, thank you for being a member for 25 months. I will read your lovely message slower to myself later. Look at this freaking journal. This is what I'm saying. We still have to work through this. There's so much to go through. I'm just like, what? Oh my word. So just an example. Ruby writes this. Jodi goes to SLC to meet one of, okay, so that's not important. Refuses to wall sit. R refuses to do wall sits. He says he's done. R to stay outside, sleep outside, and only come in to use the bathroom and shower. Refuses to work. E, that's the little sister, 9 years old. Refuses to work. Screams. Has hair shaved off. And that Jodi Hildebrandt did the same thing to her niece 15 years before. Also shaved her hair off because the niece said she was trying to take away her identity. Strip these kids of their identity entirely. Isn't that sad? My word. Thank you, Rosie. So, hair shaved off. Runs away around 1:15 a.m. Ruby finds him at 3:14 a.m. And so it just goes on. They've redacted this journal a lot. As you can see, look, it's just like dark pages because they redacted it. You know? Just look at it. So there's a lot that we can go through, as you could see. So if you haven't yet subscribed and you want to see me, follow this case, oh my word. And it's really just the tip of the iceberg. I know there's massive deep dives out there. I think a channel called Swoop did I don't know how many parts of a series that I watched a few months ago. And I'm like, what? So it's like, as I say, I've been following along, but what? These new details are just absolutely crazy. So let me fetch the video that I've made for you. Okay. So let me just do it like this. There we go. And resize for you so you can see nicely. So what I've done, if you've ever watched trials with me, I like to defluff. I've kind of done that, but what I've done is just chosen the best clips of everything. This is a 50, wait. Hello, can you show us how long? 57, almost 58 minute video, but it starts chronologically, okay? So we're going to look now at ring cam footage of this little boy, name redacted, arriving, you know, on someone's property to ring the doorbell. And then eventually, when he gets to the one where the people come out from the report we just read, then you will see all of that as well. Okay, so here we go. That's where it all started. I think that's just background music coming from the house or whatever. I didn't add the music. I think it's just part of it. Sorry about that. Also, yes, thank you, Pernille. There is a short case intro in the description box below the video if you click more. And also, please don't mention the children's names in chat. I know it's out there in articles and things, but to protect these minors' identity, can you imagine? They've got so much trauma. It's up to us to protect their identity. Shame, he's just waiting. I know it's hard to watch because it's just long now of him just waiting. I just want to show you that he's just waiting for help. I mean, he's just escaped.
Answer the door right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
Yes.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could do 2 favors.
Well, what are they?
Taking me to the nearest police station. Well, actually, just one's fine.
What's going on, son? Have a seat there.
It's personal business.
Have a seat. What's your name? How'd you get here?
I
221512. I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. And he's said he just came from a neighbor's house and he's a
That is the 911 call. I boosted the sodium. Okay, we can hear it nicely. I was worried we can't hear this.
emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry and he's thirsty.
need someone immediately. Okay.
foot. He has duct taped
And
around
big
his ankle.
injuries, there's sores around them.
Yeah, there's sores around him. I think the good chance he's been...
He also has...
Oh, and he has it around his
wrist
ankle.
as well.
I mean, his wrist as well. Okay, this boy has been...
Needs immediate attention. Oh, he was such a good kid. Gosh,
This kid is obviously been... I think he's been... He's hungry and he's carrying his stocking feet. So he escaped.
We need the police here now.
They're on the way.
You don't have any allergies in that? Okay.
I hear cars, they're not coming in the driveway. No, they're just not getting out of the truck. Okay. Okay, thank you. Bye.
I gave
These folks are going to examine you.
it's fine.
I'll take more. So I know I've said trigger warning before. This is very upsetting content, of course. It is true crime. I know we know that. But they are going to show him in the ambulance as well. They do blur out his face to protect his identity, as well as his ankles, because those injuries are horrendous. So just so that you know, okay, what's coming up. And as you can see, I've worked to put in everything in as much chronological order as possible.
Hey, I'm Sergeant Tolga. I'm going to just get a few pictures. Are you okay with that?
So I think I was prepared for this. I do feel strong. I feel calm. And you know what? Adults have a really hard time understanding that children can be full of evil. And
let me just explain what's going on here. So it was just very loud ambulance noise. So what I've done now is overlay one of Ruby Frankie's jail calls. And I think she was talking to her husband, who has since filed for divorce, by the way. And she said, what people don't understand is that kids can be full of evil. And I put it over here because think about it while she's saying that. Look at the state of this poor child. My goodness.
what that takes to fight it. You've seen what it takes to fight evil.
So I'll go back just a few seconds so that you don't miss that.
I'll take more. If you want me to send them to you.
Hey, I'm Sergeant Tolga. I'm going to just get a few pictures. Are you okay with that?
So I think I was prepared for this. I do feel strong. I feel calm. And you know what? Adults have a really hard time understanding that children can be full of evil and what that takes to fight it. You've seen what it takes to fight evil. It's not the person you're fighting. And it can look like something it's not. And you've been there, you know that. And so I don't know any adults who are going to see the truth. So I'm calm about this, and I just pray that you'll hang in there. Adults have a really hard time understanding that children can be full of evil.
I'll repeat it again, because here, one of the neighbors actually got footage, which I think was from their ring cam, of this poor little boy walking in the cemetery in the blazing hot sun. They say the ground must have been scorching, and it's part of his punishment to be out there in the sun, walking barefoot. His feet must have been so sore, right?
And what that takes to fight it.
So So this is now arriving at Jodi Hildebrandt's house. That's the house where he escaped from. Okay?
Police officers, open up! Got movement right here.
Right there.
Contact. Got movement. Open the door! Jodi? Can you just step out?
I have my turn.
That's great. Step out of the house.
No, I'm not going to step out of the
Step out of the
house.
house.
Step out of the house.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
We're just gonna see
Whoa,
if
whoa,
anybody
whoa.
else. Is there anybody else home?
Wait a minute, how do you come to my house?
Right there.
Look, they come into my house.
Just have a seat right there.
Do you have a search warrant?
Have a seat right there.
Do you have a search warrant?
Have a seat right there. I'll explain everything after. Have a seat right there.
Do you have a search warrant, sir?
Control 12x11. Can you hold there? We're searching the house.
I can tell you what's in the house.
Okay. Just have a seat right there for me.
Do you have a search warrant?
We'll explain it after this.
She's like, I can tell you what's in the house. Oh, really? You're going to say that abused kids are in the house? That you're hiding them in the closet? We're going to see that footage as well, where they find the little girl in the closet. By the way, I've defluffed this body cam, as I say, which means abbreviated, shortened, cut out all the long silent parts. It is available out there, you know. And I do have it, but it's just, she just stands there holding her phone for a very long time, like over an hour, basically, if you put it all together, just standing there. She's got her lawyer on the phone. Literally. And she's just like, what? Okay, so.
You can't just come into my house without a search warrant.
We'll explain everything after this, ma'am. Okay. Well, that's one of the reasons why we're here. So we'll explain after everything's done, after we clear the house and make sure everything's fine in
But
there.
why are you coming into my house without a
We'll
search warrant?
explain it after this.
But that doesn't make sense. You come into my house and do what you want, and then you tell me you don't have a
No,
warrant?
we'll explain why we did.
But don't you have to have a warrant?
Not at this moment, we don't. We're here on exigent circumstances. And I'll explain it after this.
Exigent circumstances would be for life-saving measures, for example, which in this case is what it's about, because they're like, oh my word, there's other kids maybe in there based on what the little boy said, right? And there was. So an exigency is something that requires immediate attention, for instances, preventing the destruction of evidence or preventing the escape of a fleeing felon or preventing harm to somebody. Yeah, Lily Batts is like, oh yes, they did. I also just quickly want to, do you want to see the map at all? Do you guys know where this is? Or no? Let me know. But otherwise, we could just carry on for a bit.
My sergeant and the officer are done clearing the house. Is there anybody else in the house?
Yes.
2 kids?
There's a little girl.
Just one?
She's right over here.
Okay. How old is she?
She'll be 10 next week.
Okay. And she's on this side?
Mm-hmm. I have Airbnb guests over there. Probably scared me to death.
Okay.
She's worried about her Airbnb guests, like probably scare them to death. I think the kids are the ones that are super scared. The little girl, by the way, she's like, yeah, she's right over there. She's in a closet. Okay?
And they're on this side of the house then?
They're right over there. She's over here.
Can you get through the house that way?
Yes, they just have to go right there.
There's no other kids besides her?
No.
What's her name?
There's a 10-year-old down that hallway in that bathroom. I'm right here, so I'm going to be down that hall to the right.
It's like looks like there's 2. There's 2.
There's 2.
Look like 2 on it.
There's only one.
Isn't it weird how confident she is that there's only one? Because she had 2 kids in there, you know, meaning the little boy and the little girl. But now she's like, yeah, no, there's only one. Because she's like, oh, crap. The little boy escaped. Yeah, no, there's only one in the house. Yeah, okay, what about the other one that was just in there that just escaped?
You come in, my buddy. I'm a police officer. Are you going for the union here? Hey, you okay?
So this is now... I put this clip in here now, so it's chronological, so you could see it when she's like, no, there's just one. She's right there. So here's the closet. She wasn't in, someone said earlier, not a closet, but a safe room. No. She wasn't in the safe room. here she is right here in this closet, right? Because the safe room, that looks a little different, and they had to go in and open it. Am I right or no? That's from what I watched, from my research. But anyway, here she is in this closet, just sitting there. Shame.
Is this just you in here? I'm Sergeant Tobler. What's your name? I just have one. Where's your sister at?
Contact one.
You okay?
By the way, if you don't like commentary, you got to go watch the body cam where there is no commentary. He said, "Where's your little sister?" Because her hair's all shaven off and everything, and she was so emaciated, he thought that this was a little boy. She's like, "Where's your little sister?" They're looking for the little sister. Shame.
Huh? You doing okay? You don't want to talk to me? Yeah, that's okay. Can you come with me though? We got Jodi out here. You know Jodi? She's outside with us. You take your time, but I'm in no hurry. I'm a police officer. Did you know that? I don't mean to hurt you at all. You doing okay? Are you scared? Yeah? You're okay. Do you need help?
Shame.
You want to come with me? No? I'm not going to hurt you. Promise. See this right here? It's a badge.
Take note of the time on top right, 11:53. You could see on the day there. Why do I say that? It's because it took hours to actually get her to talk. They actually brought her pizza, which you'll see now as well, to get her to eat, to get her to talk, to get her to agree that they can pick her up and take her out, that they can actually rescue her. She was just completely, yes, Mac and Cheese is paralyzed from terror. Poor baby, she trusts no one. And then just think back to freaking Jodi Hildebrand standing. That's why I put this in here. So we don't have to see it later. We're seeing it now when she's like, no, she's right in there. There's just one of them. She's right in there. I can show you what's in the house. Oh, really?
It tells me I don't hurt people. I'm just here to make sure you're okay. You're in no way in any trouble. I'm not here to hurt you. I just want to make sure you're okay. And I get if you're scared. I would be too. Okay? You want to come with me?
Note the time. Hours later.
No food? Oh, it's fantastic.
Okay. I'll put this here, okay? Whenever you're ready, you can eat. There we go. Whew. Thanks, yeah.
Shame he's singing along.
Either way, what do you need? You don't want to. That's all you.
Shame. And then he sits with her for a while, you know, before they're able to actually coax her out of this closet. Oh, man. This is really heartbreaking. She ate the full pizza, and then they ordered her, well, they brought her another one, and she ate half of that one. She was absolutely starving.
You don't want to talk? Okay. There's nothing at all you want to talk about at all? It's okay to talk to me. Are you scared? What? So can we carry you from there? It's the right choice. I promise. Pinky promise. We helped your brother. And we got him some help too. And that's what we want to do for you. Is we want to get you some help too. We are safe. We will not hurt you, and we won't do anything to hurt you.
Now we're back with this one. Remember how she just said, no, she's in there. There's just one little girl. I can show you what's in the house. Lily Batts says, did the adult children know this was happening? Why did they never speak up? They did. They did. They actually called 911. They called CPS. CPS went to the house multiple times and the police. But guess what? No one ever answered the door and they couldn't get a search warrant approved. Oh my word. That is really terrible. So as soon as these two got arrested, as in Jodi Hildebrand and Ruby Franke, the eldest daughter was like, finally, somebody's listening. Wow.
Are you waiting for me to say something, or? Okay.
She's staring him down.
See the downstairs? Who's up one?
She said our Airbnb people were here.
They're at the cat scout out there.
Oh, okay.
Are you the owner of the home? Are you renting a room to somebody? Like an Airbnb? Where's that at? Is it the basement?
No.
There's just a room on the outside there? Can you access that room from inside here, inside the house? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can? Okay.
Yeah, I have guests there. I assume they're there.
You know where they're from?
I think they said Salt Lake.
Salt Lake? Okay.
Adam, I know you have a flight to catch, so they're just...
Well, so they're in your home because he lied to them about...
She's talking to her attorney.
Yeah, I've got a police officer standing right here.
Okay.
So, I don't want you to miss your flight, so...
Well, I'm not going to miss my flight. I'm okay for a minute.
Okay.
Have they found her yet?
Yeah, they have you. They think there's somebody else in the house. There's not.
Are there 3 children that are supposed to be in this house?
There's one that's here.
One that's here? There's not 3 children that are supposed to be here in this home?
She keeps forgetting about that second one, huh?
So are they still looking for others?
Yeah. I have one officer standing right here with me. There's about 6 of them. I don't know where it is. I know they found her. I don't know if they left her there. I don't know.
Because she's the victim now, right?
Jodi, is the officer still there?
Yeah, walking around the house.
Is there an officer that's close by you?
Yeah, he's standing.
Somebody?
I don't know who he is, but yes.
My lieutenant.
He's the lieutenant.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You have a room downstairs that has a safe wheel on the front. How do we get access to that to ensure that there's no one else in this home?
Adam.
They do need to search that there's nobody else, so I think you can give them access to make sure there's nobody in there.
And then you don't have to tell me the code. If you just want to open it, we're going to go in and make sure that nobody's else there, and then we'll sit down and have a conversation after that as far as why we're here.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. And
You want to open it then?
I don't know if I have the code.
Does he have the code and he can tell you the code, and that's just between you two?
No. That thing has been locked for a couple of years, and I would have to call whatever.
Okay. Is that a panic room or a room where...
It's a room with a toilet, with a sink.
Toilet and a sink, and you don't know the code?
I haven't used it.
Okay.
Conveniently forgets, huh? The code. I've just sped this up so that you could see what it looks like inside, but they didn't really find anything inside. I could see you guys were saying they found the handcuffs and rope in here. This house is so freaking huge. I wasn't too sure if it was in here. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe. just quickly want to look at something here. Wait 1 second, and then we're going to bring the video back up. I want to show you now the map, and then we can look at... There we go. Okay. So this is the house. Just so that we could picture it, because now they're inside it, right? Look at the... like this house. Oh my goodness. So they said luxury home tied to Ruby Franke child abuse cases listed in Utah for $5.3 million. Oh my word. Sorry, I was actually trying to move this one across. There you go. In a case that captured nationwide attention, therapist Jodi Hildebrand was arrested and pled guilty to 4 counts of child abuse in late December 2023. She and her business partner, YouTuber and parenting influencer Ruby Franke presented themselves as aspirational role models who offered sage advice for moms. So the pair doled out guidance from the Ivins, Utah home that one of Franke's abused children escaped and where the supposed parenting gurus reportedly committed a number of horrific acts. Now, while Hildebrandt awaits her sentencing, which already happened in February, the 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath home she owns is on the market for $5.3 million. Here's a look at where the discredited mental health professional once called home, right? Yeah, Tiffy's like, it's a bunker. Just look at the size of this house and oh my goodness. It's so beautiful as well. There's like a pool. Look at that. There's a, what do we say in South Africa? A braai area, like a barbecue area. It's just a magnificent home. It should be a home then if kids are living there. Not that they should because it's Jodi's house and she's not well, clearly. But, you know, they could have had the best time here, right? I just want to show you that. And then just quickly here on the map, I'll show you quickly here as well. It's in this area here, in the desert. There's this whole little residential area, and that neighbor said that they don't actually have kids living here. So he was very shocked to see kids in this area. So it was all the way here in this cul-de-sac. Massive house. Look at it. Just in the middle of the desert there. I mean, I'm sure, there's gorgeous houses there, right? Thank you, Nikki Lewis. And then where Ruby Franke had a house, I don't know exactly where the hubby was staying. He was, you remember, cast out because of his sinful thoughts. Oh my goodness. Those sinful eyes. So somewhere up here, which is almost 4 hours away. I don't have the exact address up there. But it's in this area here. Near Salt Lake City, right? Yes. So, now you've seen that. Okay, back to the video. Let's get it. Oh, did I resize it now? Come on, there we go. Okay, here we go.
You gotta call the safe company? Is that how you have to call?
I assume that's where I have to call.
Okay.
This hasn't been at the top of my priority list.
Yeah.
Look at her. Look at her just standing there stressing her ass off. Rabbit said the door with the bank safe lock was locked on the outside. I bet they got locked in during their Airbnb stays. Plausible. And did you see how they were checking the freezers as well? That's scary. I mean, the way that they were checking every bag, every corner, every freezer, every cupboard. It's so sad. I mean, at that point, they were looking for little kids. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Guilty of Crime by Jay.
So Jodi, can you put this on you?
Yeah, just a minute. Yeah. Yeah. Check what? I don't know what that means. I just think if I call the, I don't know that for sure, but I think if I call the whatever it's called, I think it's called Liberty Safe. But I don't know if they're going to know because I'm the one that said it. But that was 6 years ago.
She's talking to her lawyer. If anyone's wondering, she's talking to her attorney right now.
No. No. Okay, you want to put it on speaker? Okay, hold on. Okay, you're on speaker.
Law officer, so the other individual, I don't know if that was you, mentioned that you would explain the purposes behind what you thought were the exigent circumstances. Can you tell us those now?
I can't. You'd have to talk to my sergeant or lieutenant about that.
Could you get them, please?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Let's see. LT? She's on the phone with her attorney.
Okay.
Is asking what the reasons why we're here. Because when I pulled her out, I told her, I was like, we're just here. Exigent circumstances required us to be here.
So they're going to tell her now. RNC says the parole board determines how long these two women stay in prison. That is true. The parole board determines it. Let's hope it's not like Kayla Montgomery's parole board, because they went real easy on her, huh? In my opinion. The only stipulation is that the charges ran consecutively and not concurrently.
So he's like, what are those? I think you'd have to talk to somebody
No, I'll
else.
talk to his face, but I'm not going to talk to him on the phone.
Do what?
Yeah, no, I can talk to him on the phone.
Okay.
Is that your attorney? Yes. Okay. Hello, sir.
Hey.
Hey, it's Lieutenant Studley. Hey, so we're not going to have any conversation over the phone. We'll probably do that in person. Is there a time that we can sit down and meet?
Well, there is. I'm getting on a plane, so it would need to be Friday.
Okay.
Could we do Friday?
Absolutely. What time Friday works for you?
Well, could we do in the afternoon?
You tell me what time I will be available.
Jodi, would 4 o'clock on Friday work?
Yeah.
You want Jodi there, I presume?
Yes.
Okay. And you are supposed to announce yourself and explain the purpose. Could you at least explain that to Jodi while I'm on the phone?
Not yet, but I can do that with you on the phone. But again, there won't be any dialogue. We received a report of an emaciated juvenile that had duct tape around his extremities, that was asking for food and water. And based on that information, there are other people in the home, so we're ensuring that there is nobody else in the same condition. So under that exigency, we've entered the home.
Thank you, I appreciate that,
Yeah.
Lieutenant. We will plan on...
Yeah, what's the lawyer going to say now? So what exactly are you doing there? Tell us. Oh, well, you just said it.
On Friday at 4.
Okay.
And where were we?
Our police department is 55 North Main Street in Ivans.
Did you hear that, Adam?
I did, yeah. And Jodi, officer, thank you. I don't know if you're still on the phone.
Yeah, no, we're here.
Okay. Jodi, we'll just plan on 4 o'clock on Friday. And Ruby's on her way down for the children, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, before I hang up, officer, can I talk to Jodi just briefly?
Absolutely. I will walk away and you are on your own.
I mean, to lawyer, she already had a lawyer, you know, but to lawyer up that quick, just be like, oh, okay, no, I'm already talked to my lawyer when the police just arrived. Oh my goodness. Sorry, knock on. Oh, True Crime with Jai. Thank you for your sticker. You were asking if it's, there we go. Is it a max of 20 years? Is that what you asked? Oh man, I can't find it. The chat is flying. There we go. Charges are consecutive at least 20 years. 4 to 30 years. 4 to 30. Oh man.
When he comes and takes her, I think they're going to take her. I think they're going to take her. Got it.
I'll stand at that door. I'll stay at the door, okay? Okay. Go look. In the bathroom.
I love the snark. PF says Jodi asking for the address. Don't worry, Jodi. Don't worry, Jodi. You won't be making your way there. You don't need that address.
That's what I'm hearing.
All I know is that someone needs to go draft a search warrant. So that's probably fine.
Who's he?
I just want to Toad to do that based on his info. You got her.
He's straight in there.
Captain, really captain.
Yes, really captain.
He's
Hey, are you still have your attorney on the phone? Okay. I just want to advise you of our intentions. It seems like there's a room we can't get into. We're getting some conflicting information. We're going to go draft a search warrant. We'll be right back, okay?
What does that mean, research warrant?
What's that?
What's he mean a search warrant?
I'm just gonna get a warrant from the judge.
You're already here though. I don't understand what that means.
They'll explain it to you when they give it to you.
Hey Jodi, how are you? So I know I introduced myself when we were out.
So now we get, she was arrested this day. So was Ruby Franke. So this is now the police interview clip.
There, but again, my name is Detective Bates, and this is Sergeant Hildebrandt.
I'm trying to get you in the paper. I need you to sit in the seat for me. It's all about camera angles. So if you can sit in that one, that'd be great.
Can I get you any water, snacks? Doing all right?
Can be expected. How long you lived here in Islands? 11 minutes?
6 years.
6 years. The same house?
Just to let you know, remember, I put this all together for us. It's all just the best clips that I could find, okay? So it's defluffed, as we say here. It's 36 minutes that we played so far out of 57 minutes for today, okay? Tomorrow, we're going to meet again, and we're going to be watching Ruby Franke's husband, who's filed for divorce. But that guy, we're going to be watching his police interview, okay?
You married? Single?
Where'd you move from?
Utah County.
And how long were you up there for?
I'm a little nervous.
You're you know, to be honest with you, if I was sitting over there, I'd be a little nervous too. So don't worry about it. We're just here to talk, to get your side. And right now we're just asking you just typical questions, like how long you lived here, that kind of thing.
I watched too many detective movies.
How, yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
Me too. You can't, honestly, I sit there and I'm married and I sit there and watch those with my wife and I say, like, we don't, that's not how we do it. Hey, that's not right. So don't take, there's some good ones out there, don't get me wrong. But most of them are probably a little off base. We're not as mean. I won't get up and beat you up. We don't do that.
We just want to get to know you a little, so if you just kind of want to share a little about yourself and what brought you down here. And
So I trust my attorney. He said, don't say anything. And I said, I have nothing to hide. And he's like, I know that, but just let me be there with you when you talk. So you guys seem nice people.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm trying to be difficult. This is really, if you knew all the pieces, I think you'd have a lot of empathy for what's going on.
That's really what we're...
We've heard that so many times before. You just don't understand. But if you knew all the pieces, because this is so complex, then you'd understand. Oh, man.
What we're looking for. And you're an adult. And the thing about our interview, if we ask you any questions that you don't want to answer, you can just tell us, I don't want to answer that question. But we do want to have a basis and an understanding of what's going on in that home, or what went on up north that brought them into your home. Mm-hmm. And so if you want to share any of that and you don't want to answer any other questions, that's okay.
I'd like to just tell you, but I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're going to flip my words. I don't know.
And that's the good thing about cameras. Everything, it's pretty much double recorded, audio, video, and it's for the safety for you and for us, because we don't want to flip your words. And this will all be pretty much right there to support you. So we're not going to use anything against you.
Be so insistent then. He's an honest, good man, goes to church. I trust him. Why would he say that to me then?
I don't know. I don't know your attorney, to be honest.
Well, I'm just saying he's a good, honest man.
Yeah,
and I'm an honest person as well, so we get along great. And he just said, do not say anything.
Maybe just as an attorney, they
always say that.
They always want to be with their client. I'm not sure, but like I said,
she's really an honest person. Okay.
At any time, if you don't want to answer a question, you don't have to. So the ball's really in your court on what you do want to answer and what you don't. So,
well, I think it looks bad that I don't want to answer anything, but it's not because I'm trying to be difficult. I'm really hanging on what he told me to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who's your attorney?
Adam, his father's an attorney, his brother's an attorney.
Is he local?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, I don't know.
It's on the street where the town hall is.
Oh,
They all have the same name.
The whole reason we're sitting here today is there's a lot of questions we have that we just maybe misunderstandings that we just need to clarify. And
I know, and I'd love to tell you if you were here, because I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with what I say. You know, I'm a psychologist. I've watched people flip things all the time, so I get it.
Were you looking in the mirror? I'm a psychologist. I've watched people flip things all the time. Ah, but you're always in control, aren't you? Quite an abusive one as well. 2 children. So disgusting.
I sit on your side. I get it. I wish people didn't do that, but they do.
Well, if you're not willing to answer any of the questions about yourself, would you be willing to answer any questions maybe about Ruby or Kevin that you could help us understand? We just honestly want to understand what their dynamic is, what happened to the children, what caused their separation.
Right.
And after talking to Kevin, it sounds like you know a lot about their dynamic and their relationship. So if you could help us understand that at the least, that would be awesome. And that's nothing incriminating towards yourself because it's not pertaining to you. So if you could help us understand that.
Jodi, we're going to do this. You asked for your attorney, and we'll leave it at that. We'd like to maybe talk to you later when you have your attorney here present.
Absolutely.
And we'll go
He
down
made
there,
an
okay?
appointment at 4 on
He made
Friday.
an appointment
Here.
here at 4.
He talked to the officer
Okay.
and said, "Can we make a time?" And he said out loud, "Do not talk to them."
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll talk and see if we can schedule that, and maybe that's just something we just do with your attorney. Okay. Do you have any questions for us? I can answer in the meantime.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Appreciate your time. We'll have you hang tight in here, and then we'll come back and get you, and we'll be on our way. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh man, can't help but eye roll that she's just like, okay, yes. Oh no.
This time I know you said that you're already detained, but I'm going to be taking you back to the police department. Okay, so I'm going to have you pop up.
Okay, so now the next clip we have is of Ruby Franke being arrested. And she does not look amused. She's like a bratty child now. But that's difficult to say in this situation. Children are innocent, right? And these are child abusers. But look at her. She just like doesn't want to go. Throwing tantrums.
If I can fit through here.
You want to put her in one of our vehicles?
Yeah, you want to. Okay, just place your hands on your back for me. Perfect. And then right now I can put a finger in each of these, okay? And I'm just going to double up those so they don't tighten up on you on the way out there. Where's your car?
It's out there.
Yeah.
About by the command.
You don't have anything on you that I should know about, correct? Any weapons, anything that we're going to find. Before you put you in a police vehicle, we need to search your person to make sure you don't have anything on you. Is there anything you have on you? Okay, I'm going to search you before we put you in his car. That's just protocol, so I'm just going to have you step right over here and then just widen your legs, widen your stance. Yep, perfect. Are you wearing a bra? Okay, I'm just going to go like this through and make sure you don't have anything. You said you're not wearing a bra? Okay. Is that just like a tank top under here? Okay. I'm just going to lift up your hair. Okay. Alright, you're just going to walk with Officer Hines.
No, go out this way.
And then, hey, Hines.
You want to go this way or that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you want to go down the downstairs
Yeah.
into the interview room downstairs.
Sounds good.
Thank
You going
you.
down or I'm going down? You're going down. I'll come get the store for you.
I appreciate it. I was gonna ask you to come turn my car off, but I'm leaving now, so we're good.
Yeah.
It's still on. Thank you. Yeah.
I'll come off here.
Okay. Hey, hold on. Well. If you want to ask,
Yeah, I got you.
just so we can tell them who we're taking down there. Ruby? Okay. I'll go this way. Sorry. Yeah, Captain.
I'm not going with Jessica. You take her?
She told me transfer her down, then she'll meet me
Okay,
there.
yeah. Take me in your car, then
Okay.
I'll
Appreciate it. Ruby, what's your last name? Just so I could tell them I'm transferring. Okay. Control traffic 13. I'll be transferring Ruby to number 12. I'll give you my beginning here in a minute. Sorry about me, my mess back there. Thanks for turning that off too. Oh, are you tuning it?
Yeah, I'll turn it on.
My fight song at this moment. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, pizza. I'll bring a box to 12.
Control traffic 13 beginning 70.9. Okay, come on out, please. We'll go that way towards that door. What's that? Downstairs in the interview room. So I could have gone that way, but appreciate you opening the door. We'll take these stairs right here. Alright. And we'll left down this hall. This next one right here. Right here.
Okay, so now when they put her in this room to just sit and wait for her interview, I then also overlay one of her jail calls, you know, so that you could just hear what she says there.
And we'll go ahead and I can remove those cuffs right here. Go to down and remove them. Just so, yeah. Okay, go ahead and have a seat. Light on. Okay, she'll be here shortly, okay?
I don't know what you call it. You had to put her in a in a chair, and it was horrible. It was torturous last night, hearing the screaming and the banging and people. It's like, okay, that's upsetting, but the most upsetting thing is that I am completely misunderstood. That is the most horrible feeling, like my own family misunderstands me.
I can only hear in my left ear, which means it's one-sided audio. So if you got your right AirPod in, maybe consider switching it if you can't hear, okay? So it's just this little clip where she's absolutely the victim and she just feels so sorry, so compassionate for all these other women in the jail and all of this. Where was that for any of the kids? No, according to her, kids they can be full of evil.
Misinterpret me, and poor Jodi, they misinterpret her, they misunderstand her. She puts her neck out on the line for people, and then they get mad at her. I mean, it is just horrendous. It's horrendous. And you know what? Every Joseph Smith, every wonderful man of God has had to be misunderstood.
That's right.
And so I'm going to get out of this. Who knows? Maybe in 10 days I'll get out of this. If I'm
10 days.
If truth prevails right now, or who knows, like 20 years. I don't know. I don't know how long. But I'm going to step out. I'm going to say I went through everything. I have seen God's children suffer. All the people here, my jail cellmates, have been beautiful women, but they've been hurt. They've been deceived into drugs, and my heart just has so much compassion for them. And I have compassion for the cause, and I have compassion for myself, and then to be told that I'm suicidal, I'm like, no, that's not true. Anyway, if you need to let
and a pause. We can only handle so much snark at once. What? So much compassion for all these people. That's fine in different circumstances. I'm saying in this one, her. So much compassion, for herself, for the others in the jail. Okay, she's got a big heart. None for the children. Just like, oh, these women are so hurt. And then the worst thing in the world is that I'm misunderstood. Wow, she's like, I could be out in 10 days. When the truth prevails, I'll be out. She talks like Lori Vella, right?
Either Sherry or one of your siblings.
Well, they're all in cahoots. One means all of them, but yes, you're right. In your hearing, I don't know if you've considered this. I don't know if it'd be helpful, but you could have the house. And if all the kids go to the house, you've got room there, and I will gladly stay away and let you guys be. So I don't know if that's helpful. I'm just giving it to you if it is.
Thank you. And in the discussions with my attorney, that's the only way that we're going to retain custody of the children.
That's fine.
He is 35 years in this, and he said even if you are acquitted and are released, they will place legal restrictions on your access to the under 18 children.
I figured such. God told me when I was driving before I called you. I didn't have any information. I didn't know anything, and the Spirit said, your children are going to be removed. And I cried out loud. I'm like, no, I'm not done. I'm not ready. And
damn, when she says no, I mean, it sounds so fake, but no, I'm not done. I'm not ready. Done with what? We saw what you did. What do you mean you're not done? What with your work on them? With boot camp? Teaching them how they're gonna live in the real world with all this boot camp type parenting.
God told me I'm done, and I just, so.
And we'll go ahead and I can remove those cuffs right here. Go to down and remove them. This way, yeah. Okay, go ahead and have a seat. Let me glide on. Okay, she'll be here shortly, okay?
I'm gonna have you come sit on this side for me. Thank you. Was this your water?
And now she refuses to talk, which in her situation is probably good for her, you know, just like not talking without a lawyer. But first, watch how she just stares. And on that ABC 2020 documentary on this case, which is a new documentary, she literally is like, the police officer interviewing her is like, was she doing Morse code with her eyes? What, she's just like blinking 3 times. You'll see it now. Welcome, Jaxie.
I'm gonna.
It's yours if you want it. We'll say that. How's that?
We also have snacks if you need anything to eat. So I know I introduced myself to you earlier, but my name is Detective Bates, and this is Sergeant Tobler. We're just here to talk to you about kind of a few things involving your kids. So first, do you live down here, or? Or do you live up north? Do you want to talk to me about where you live or how many kids you have?
Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes.
So we just spoke with your husband, and he said you guys have 6 kids. Are those all together? Are those all your kids? I can wait all day, so it's up to you if you want to talk to us about what's going on. Would you feel more comfortable talking to one of us?
Or do you want me to I can step out if you want?
Or if you feel more comfortable talking to him, I can step out.
I'll wait till I have a lawyer.
Okay. So,
Sure. The way she like smirks there. I'll wait till I have a lawyer. Okay, well, jeez. No reason to smirk, right? She's just like, She thinks she's so smart right now. Bella Italia said, it's a miracle these children survived. Duct tape used like Velo. I never want to see duct tape again. Right? There's some similarities there. Thankfully, yes, these children survived. But shame, man. Oh my goodness.
Not us at all.
We don't have much to go now. We've only got like 2 minutes left of this footage that I've made for you to watch. Of course, there's hours worth of stuff, lots of fluff. I just made it compact. So, we're going to meet again tomorrow. I just want to tell you, don't leave now. We're almost done. And then tomorrow we're going to meet again to watch Kevin Frankie's police interview. You might find that interesting. If you've already seen it, come and watch with us anyway. It's nice when we all watch it together. And I love seeing all your opinions and your thoughts. Leave them in the comments below as well. And if you haven't yet subscribed, do that. Make sure your notifications are on so you don't miss it tomorrow. This stream will teleport you to that one, okay? Which means just wait for the outro to play and then you'll go there. I'll also put the link in the chat when I play the outro. But for now, let's watch the rest of this and then hear one little clip from a jail call that might get you snarky like me. Wait till you hear it.
Do you want to answer that? Or you don't want to talk to us about anything?
So yeah, this is just your chance to tell us. We're just trying to get your side of the story. So it's your chance to do that. But it's up to you. We're just here to talk. And I mean, I'm not asking any criminal questions. If you don't want to talk to us, just let us know and we'll be done.
I've already told you.
That you want a lawyer? Okay.
Here.
Okay. Easy enough.
Thank you.
Is there anything else I can get for you in the meantime? I got the water. Do you need a bathroom break or anything like that? No? Okay.
Satan has taken everything away from me that I love. And I'm a good woman. I don't do naughty things. I don't do naughty things. I'm a really good girl.
Stop it. Stop it. You're making us cringe. Just got second hand, third hand, every embarrassment we could have, we've got it. Did you hear that? Oh, it's so bad. I don't do naughty things. I'm a really good girl. Ew. Gross. And she's like, oh man. She's making like, I don't do naughty things. Satan took away everything I love. Love? Is that how you love your children? Oh my goodness. Jennifer Fox says, thanks G for always making great content. Thank you so much.
Ruby, I'm going to do everything that I can to keep truth in our family. And
thank you.
I am committed to our family. I'm committed to you and our marriage, no matter what happens.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will be here to support you.
Just hold on. You're going to hear her say, thank you for stepping up. This is like a totally emasculated man. Shame. Although, I don't know what he knew. Did he know? When he went off, you know, to, I don't know where exactly he was staying to, you know, deal with these sins. Which was looking at porn. Okay? Her and Jodi sure shamed the crap out of him and emasculated him and sent him off. But he's like, I will support you fully. No. You support your kids. You just focus on the kids. Don't worry about this one.
In any way that I can.
Well, thank you for stepping up.
I do need to go, but
okay. All right.
Call me back when or if you need.
When will you find out? How can I call you? When should I call so I find out what they say?
I don't know how long this will go, but if you call this afternoon,
All the journals. And we got copies of some of that. We can go through it at some point.
I will know. This is a preliminary hearing, so there will be no...
Okay. Well, it's hard to get a phone around here. I asked for a phone and it took hours to get it, so it may not be until later tonight. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. Good luck. I will be praying for you. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Wasn't that just maddening? So that was, let's call that part one, because there's so much to still go through from all this footage and everything that's available. So tomorrow we'll be looking at Kevin, you heard him on the phone, Kevin Frankie's police interview, just to see, you know, just to see. Like, did he know anything? Where was he? When did he leave? When did they separate? Why? All of that. Okay, he explains quite a bit there and about the dynamics as well between Jodi and Ruby and all of that. Wow. So, yeah, I spent all day listening to all that. Now I listen to it again and I'm still equally disgusted. It's just like, oh, no. I can't. That call at the end there, I can't hear it again. Just like, I don't do naughty things. I'm a really good girl. Okay. Like, she's 42 years old. Like, what is she saying? Oh, my goodness. So, thank you. I think that's enough on this topic for today. Oh, man, I feel for those children. I hope that they are getting the help that they need, you know, to recover. I hope that they're okay, that they're safe and everything. I believe that they are, but, you know, it's going to take possibly years. It's probably going to take years. I don't want to say it like that in case, you know, maybe they want to recover quicker. It's just, it takes long to recover from trauma like that. Oh, it's so bad. So thank you for being here for today. I'll meet again tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to put the link in now for tomorrow's stream and I hope to see you there. And if you like the way that I present true crime and all the clips that I make for you and the defluffing so I don't waste any of your time, then give the video or the live stream a like, please, and share. And then I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for the support. Thank you, mods. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you all again very soon. Goodbye.
A voice said, Don't go.